Tonight on News Prime, NAMET warns 19 states of impending heat stress, urges safety precautions. On the business news tonight, China, India dominate as Nigeria's largest trading partners in 2024. On the foreign scene, Uganda deploys troops to South Eagles final squad for World Cup qualifiers. Hello and welcome to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Deacon Michael. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of a broadcast. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency warns residents in 19 states, the southeast and the coastal areas of impending heat stress. The states that will be mostly affected, according to the agency, are North Central and Eastern states: Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, Oyo, Kogi, Nasarawa, Benue, Enugu, Anambra, Abia, Ebonyi, Cross River, and FCT. Other vulnerable regions are the southwest coastal areas: Taraba, Adamawa, Plateau, Kaduna, Zamfara, and Sokoto State. And now the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has activated its standby force to combat terrorism in the sub-region. The regional body had in October last year hinted at the establishment of a 5,000-man kinetic force to tackle terrorism in the region. Speaking at the 43rd Ordinary Meeting of the region's body's Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff in Abuja, the Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, says the activation of these forces underscores the collective determination of member countries to confront the threat of terrorism. Albert University, Abuja, has commemorated its 14th Founders Day, reaffirming its commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and leadership development. Shannon J. has a report.
The event brought together distinguished scholars, policy makers, and students to reflect on the institution's remarkable journey and its vision for the future. The founder and chancellor of the institution, Senator Dr. Dati Baba Ahmed, who spoke virtually, reaffirmed the institution's unwavering commitment to academic distinction, research excellence, and national development, encouraging students to uphold the values of integrity and knowledge. In a welcome address, Vice Chancellor Professor Jamila Shuhara highlighted the university's evolution from its modest beginnings in 2011 to a leading institution in Nigeria's higher education landscape.
In our 14 years of operation, we celebrate today the following. We have 9 faculties today. The Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, the Faculty of Law, the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Environmental Sciences, the Faculty of Computing and Information Technology, the Faculty of Allied and Health Sciences, the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, the Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences, and the Faculty of Clinical Sciences.
The keynote address was delivered by Dr. Ruben Abati, a renowned journalist and public intellectual who spoke on leadership in a disruptive era, ethics, accountability, and the future of governance in Nigeria. Dr. Abati underscores the importance of ethical leadership, transparency, and innovation in governance, urging stakeholders to embrace progressive reforms.
The ability to respond effectively to crisis determines the level of public trust in governance. Further, leadership must leverage technological advancements to improve governance efficiency. E-governance initiatives, digital record, and data-driven decision-making can enhance transparency and reduce bureaucratic inefficiencies. The integration of technology into governance requires leaders who are technologically literate and committed to digital transformation.
The Founders Day celebration at Bayes University stands as a testament to the institution's commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and community engagement. As the university continues to grow, it remains dedicated to nurturing intellectual creativity and critical thinking. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
We'll now turn attention now to the National Assembly as the House of Representatives has ordered total shutdown of porn website nationwide. It directed the Nigerian Communications Commission to enforce the immediate shutdown of the websites in the country. The House gave the directive during plenary. Today, the lawmaker suggested that the internet providers must block access under these new directives. The First Lady of Imo State, Barrister Chioma Uzodinma, has been conferred with an honorary doctorate degree in public administration by Ezekiel University, Omodi, in Nkwara local government area. The recognition highlights our contributions to public service and humanitarian efforts in the state. Our correspondent Amara Chibe has a report.
It was a moment of celebration and recognition as the First Lady of Imo State, Barrister Chioma Uzodinma, received an honorary doctorate degree from Hezekiah University, Omodi. Speaking at the event, Governor Hope Uzodinma thanked the institution for the recognition, describing it as well-deserved. He applauded the First Lady's dedication to public service and her commitment to improving the lives of Imo citizens.
Let me use this opportunity to thank the leadership and management of this institution for finding fit and deeming it necessary to honor my wife today with this excellent award.
Governor Hope Uzodinma also commended President Bola Tinubu for his strides in the education sector, emphasizing the importance of continuing investment in learning and human capital development.
I must commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for recalibrating the entire education system in Nigeria, introducing scholarships, introducing students' loan program, funding primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions.
Expressing gratitude for the honor, Barrister Chioma Uzodinma reaffirmed her commitment to advancing programs that support women, children, and vulnerable groups in the state.
I stand before you today with profound gratitude and deep humility, honored to receive this doctorate in public administration from Hezekiah University. This is not just a recognition of personal achievements, but a reaffirmation of the power of education, public service, and the role of women in shaping a more just and equitable society.
As she marked this milestone, many believe that the recognition will inspire her to continue championing impactful initiatives for the benefit of the people. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV.
And now the Supreme Court affirms Lucky Ayedatiwa of All Progressive Congress as a governor of Ondo State. In a late judgment delivered by Justice Gabriel Lawal, the Apex Court dismissed the appeal of the People's Democratic Party and its governorship candidate Abola Ajayi seeking to nullify Ayedatiwa's victory. Appellate had sought to nullify the elections of Ayedatiwa over allegations of discrepancies on his running mate Olaide had Nabi's name change and also challenged the legitimacy of Ayedatiwa and the All Progressive Congress. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party and the Rivers State government has kicked against the call by the faction of the All Progressive Congress for the resignation or impeachment of Governor Simlai Fubara. The development comes as Fubara says he will not be deterred by threats from those pushing to disrupt governance through the instigation of political crisis in the state. He warned against any act of lawlessness and insisted that the East Path will remain focused on ensuring peace. And our Kebbi government has confirmed that 26 people have died following a suspected outbreak of the spinal meningitis in 3 local government areas of the state. The 3 local government are Alero, Gwandu, and Jiga. The Commissioner for Health, Musa Ismaila, confirmed this during a press briefing in Benikebi. And now still on the health matter, Sokoto State Ministry of Health has warned citizens to remain extra vigilant as the state witnessed rising cases of the meningitis in some local government areas of the state. The commissioner said that the warning became necessary as most of the samples collected from the suspected cases and sent to a laboratory for investigation by the ministry were confirmed to be meningitis. He says the ministry has intensified surveillance, case management, and public health intervention to curb the spread of the dreaded disease. And our angry youths in Nakabeno State have set fire to the palace of the Tarnagi chief Daniel Abomse and part of the Igwe West Local Government Secretariat while protesting the killing of 3 people. The violence erupted after suspected armed headers reportedly killed 3 operatives of the Benue Civil Protection Guards at the Geruwa community in the local government. The bodies of the victims were brought to Naka in the early hours of today, triggering protests that escalated into destruction. Justice Yetunde Pinhori of the Lagos State High Court in Ikeja has adjourned the hearing of a suit filed by the reinstated Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Obasa, to March 17, 2025. Obasa is challenging his removal as Speaker on January 13, 2025, following allegations of fraud, high-handedness, abuse of office, and gross misconduct leveled against him by the 35 lawmakers. The respondents in the suit include members of the Lagos State House of Assembly and the former Speaker, Mojisola Merina. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission is set to probe the Osun State Government ex-Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Adebayo Adeleke, has the agency invited him for the questioning. Amida head to Adeleke, Kazim Mohammed, who confirmed receipt of the letter by his principal, says he will honor the invitation soon. Mohammed, who said Adeleke was met by the ICPC officials that brought the letter while leaving the premises of the radio station in the suburb of the state capital in the evening, noted that the ex-commissioner was not arrested as speculated on social media. The police command in Lagos State has detained 2 Pakistani nationals among other criminal suspects for various offenses committed from February 27 to date. The command spokesperson CSP Benjamin Odeyin confirmed this during a press briefing at the command's headquarters in Ikeja. Odeyin said that among those arrested were 2 Pakistani nationals who kidnapped their fellow countrymen and demanded a ransom of 50 million naira. The Enugu State Government has vowed to investigate and arrest individuals engaged in illegal tax force of collecting revenue from scavengers in the state. As Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidibere Onya disclosed this in Enugu, decrying the activities of the illegal tax force. Onya said the state government will investigate the report and punish those parading themselves as members according to the provisions of the law. You're watching the live broadcast of News Prime, where News Prime returns. Paul Pogba's doping pan hand, Essex new club. We have those details from the world of sport as well as business. And for the stories for you right after this break, please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. And now turn attention to business news. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Abagado, has revealed that the federal government was liaising with other countries to provide remote work opportunities for Nigerian youth. Speaking at the KPMG Budget 2025, the Abagado said that Nigeria is one of Africa's largest youth populations. He said the National Bureau of Statistics had revealed that the country's unemployment rate dropped to 4.3% in the second quarter of 2024 from the 5.3% in the first quarter of 2025. We'll now turn attention more on the business news. The compressed natural gas users in Abuja have called on the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and the federal government to improve on the commodities availability across the country. Our business correspondent Sambalodi has a report.
Following the removal of fuel subsidy, the Nigerian government has launched a presidential compressed natural gas initiative to drive the adoption of CNG across transportation sector, aiming to provide relief on the cost of living and reduce reliance on petrol. A cross-section of Nigerians have commended the president's initiative on driving the adoption of CNG, despite availability being a challenge. The price of CNG is more cost-effective as it is sold at 230 naira, while fuel sells for between 860 naira and 890 naira.
CNG is sold at 230 naira here in Abuja per ACM, while petrol is 800 and something in some filling stations. So if you want to compare, like my car now, it's 5,000 naira that I fill it. But if I want to use fuel, it's 60,000 naira that I can fill. So you can compare the difference. So it's very, very economical and very good and very safe to use.
Due to the lack of availability, some drivers express their grievances over the amount of time they have to spend on the queue before they can purchase the compressed natural gas.
6 in the morning, this CNG would enjoy, but 6 in the morning, I dey here 5 o'clock, I dey do along. I know if you come out to work, the thing they very hard. And I beg, with the beg president, this way he initiate to us, it is very, very good. I would thank him so much. But the only thing is that advice I won't give government before you go bring something come to introduce to the public. Make you try put provision in place first before bringing those things out. Now the thing they would enjoy, but to get out there very hard.
Users of compressed natural gas speak about the safety and durability of the commodity.
Depends on the conversion. If it's from a locally, although they have stopped it, the ones that happen in Benin is a local made cylinder. So since then we have not been having any issue concerning explosion. So the safety and is very okay for engine.
The availability of CNG station is a key factor in its adoption, over which Nigerians have called on the president and NNPC to build more CNG stations. Nigerians have hailed the president for the initiative of the compressed natural gas, and they have actually confessed to the fact that it is way more cheaper and safer for them to use for their cars as well. But they've made complaint that availability has been a concern when it comes to the compressed natural gas. They've called on the president to make more availability and create more initiatives to have this compressed natural gas all over the country. Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
And now from business to foreign scene, China has expressed hope and lasting solution to the 3-year war between Ukraine and Russia ahead of talks involving Ukrainian and U.S. officials in Saudi Arabia. The China support all efforts that contribute to a peaceful resolution of the crisis, said a foreign ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning when asked about the talks at a conference in Beijing. ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African State Commission, says it has initiated a contingency plan to mitigate unforeseen consequences of the withdrawal of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. The Commissioner of Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Abdullah Fatou Moussa, now these known at a meeting of the ECOWAS Committee of the Chiefs of Defense Staff in Abuja. Moussa said the formal withdrawal of the 3 countries from the regional bloc in January 29 required a critical analysis of the security arrangement within West Africa and the Sahel. Ukraine will present the United States a plan for a partial ceasefire, with Russia hoping to restore support from its key benefactor, which under President Donald Trump has demanded concessions to end the 3-year war. A series measure says the talks in Saudi Arabia comes as Russia has ramped up attacks against Ukraine and Kiev has hit back, including with an overnight attack at Moscow involving dozens of drones. The meeting will be the most senior since a disastrous White House visit last month, when Trump berated the Ukraine's President Zelensky for purported ingratitude of the East, including the border towns of Goma and Baku he is too afraid to cross. Uganda's military chief, General Mozi Kanuru, says that Uganda has deployed special forces to South Sudan's capital, Juba, to help President Salva Kiir to secure it. The move comes as tensions escalate between the Kerry and his supporter Iraq market, raising fears that the fragile peace deal could collapse and the conflict could resume. The general did not give reasons for the deployment to the neighboring state, but said that any move against Kerry is a declaration of war against Uganda. And out to the sport news. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has announced his final 23-man squad ahead of Nigeria's 2026 World Cup qualifying fixtures against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. The coach released an expanded provisional squad of 39 players last week. These will be his debut matches in charge of the 3-time African champions. More from sports. Paul Pogba can return to the competition from Tuesday as the former France star's 18 months doping ban expired, but he needs to find a club. A player who creates a midfielder of Manchester United and Juventus is hoping to put 3 charity years behind him and is searching for a new employer with a view to playing in the 2026 World Cup, with David Markham's side Inter Miami among his possible options. United one-times capped midfielder suffered through the repeated injuries and patchy from that led to his departure from United in 2022. As wrap up the news prime, let's take a look at some of the top stories. We told you earlier that the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has warned residents in 19 states, the southeast and the coastal areas of impending heat stress. And the business news, China and India have emerged as Nigeria's largest sources of imports, accounting for the combined 20.31 trillion in total imports. And the first thing we are informed of Uganda's military chief, General Mozi Gaba, says Uganda has deployed special forces to South Sudan's capital, Juba, to our President Salva to secure it. In the sport news, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has announced his final 23-man squad ahead of Nigeria's 2026 World Cup qualifying fixtures against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. And that's a package here on News Prime tonight on Global Television. You can kindly follow us on all social media platform using @GlobalTVNG. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Also watch us on DSTV channel 365 at start times, channel 27632 at NICOM. On behalf of the top production team, we say thank you for joining us tonight on News Prime. My name is Edikan Michael. See you again.
Do you know that Global Television